Well, yesterday at this time really looked like a done deal, but now two of Connecticut's biggest corporations have stopped the state budget deal that was worked out over the weekend. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis joins us live from the state capitol with the very latest developments. Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon, Keith. Good afternoon, everyone, from the lobby of the Hall of the House of Representatives at the State Capitol Complex in Hartford. You're right that yesterday we thought this was a done deal, but $700 million in tax hikes in the next 2 years that was proposed on big business in the state caused two of the state's biggest corporations based here, General Electric in Fairfield with thousands of high-paid employees, and the Aetna here in Hartford, also with thousands of employees, to issue unprecedented press releases saying that the budget deal would cause them to reconsider doing business here. Hartford-based Travelers also issued a statement criticizing the deal, and with thousands of high-paying jobs at stake, many lawmakers balked at voting to okay the package, and a revision was worked out overnight. Now, details about where lawmakers are going to make the changes are yet to be announced, but what we've been hearing is to make up the difference in order to scale back the proposed increases in these business taxes, they want to increase the tax on cigarettes, which as of yesterday was dead at this point, and also make some adjustments to the property tax credit. Many homeowners, middle-income homeowners, take on their property taxes, but in the same breath, they want to try to lower that business tax. Well, joining me is Joe Brennan, who is head of the state's largest business group, the Connecticut Business and Industry Association, with 10,000 members. Joe, I've been covering this legislature for 35 years. I don't ever remember. I mean, the business community always has a big presence up here, like you, but it's always very quiet and subtle. Issuing press releases like this, I don't ever recall this happening before.
I think that's because it hasn't happened before, Mark. Yeah, it was really unprecedented for three really iconic Connecticut institutions at the highest levels of management to be concerned about state tax policy to the degree that they issued those statements. And I said, if that doesn't shake the building up, I don't know what will.
Well, it appears to have shaken the building up, but so you think these threats are real, especially from GE and the Aetna, that they would transfer some of their business out of state if this goes through?
Well, I'm not saying they will do that, but there was no question it was real. This was not some idle threat. These are companies that are global. They have presences all over the world. They can operate and have headquarters anywhere. We think Connecticut's a great state to locate businesses like that. We want them to stay here, but we have some real challenges that we have to overcome. So coming on the heels of the largest tax increase in state history just 4 years ago, when people are looking at the size at which government is growing, the size of these tax increases, I think the frustration level has risen so great that they issued those statements yesterday.
And the danger to the state is if they move their operations and move their employees, the state not only loses the business taxes, but loses the income tax.
Well, that's true, but the other thing I wish people would focus on is that these companies, Aetna, Travelers, and GE, they're going to thrive one way or the other. They're either going to thrive in Connecticut or thrive elsewhere. And if they thrive elsewhere, what's left behind? The employees and those employees' families. But we're also very concerned. We've got a lot of small businesses in our membership, and between these three large companies, they contract with hundreds and hundreds of smaller companies for the tune of billions of dollars every year. Those small companies would be devastated if they lose a large client like any one of these three companies.
All right, Joe, thanks very much for your time as always. Joe Brennan from the Connecticut Business and Industry Association. Of course, Keith will be following this all day and see where they're making up the difference. Again, what we've heard is increasing the cigarette tax again, which I think would be the fourth time in a row they've done it, and also jiggering that property tax credit. We'll have more on it coming up tonight, starting at 5. Live from the State Capitol Complex, Mark Davis, News 8.